So then it's another pair of chains. Looking at this. I guess in this case, since we're so close to this next signal, that this would be another chain. And I'm seeing that I don't have the right spacing here. I don't have good spacing for this, so I will have to get rid of this completely. And technically move the one above it as well. That's a shame. But we'll live. You need the spacing for the signals, sadly. Let's do this thing, this type of thing, and then overlay. Get rid of that one. There we go. And I'll just leave the 2. I don't need so many right now. Station does not count as a signal. Alright. I could put a signal there. But as long as... Let's see. As long as this signal exists, if this is not clear, this will be red. As long as this isn't clear, this will be red. Theoretically. Because it goes until this next signal for that whole block. Okay. Signals. Yes, that doesn't have another one to check until I add that rail signal, and that rail signal. Then out here, I need a chain signal here, 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 and here, and a regular signal there. Then every 6 train lengths, or 6 units, 1 full train length minimum between them. This is just part of throughput maximization, by the way, to make sure that the trains can use the same line of rail relatively close to each other. And that should be... it's a little close. For comfort, I'll just treat this as one long block. And that should be signaled somewhat correctly. That should be how that is done. Again, I'm like really new to this. I'm not all that experienced with doing rails in general, let alone doing this degree of rails. So, yeah, there's a simple station with depots that will go out and supply sand castings as soon as I start loading the sand castings in. Speaking of loading, the trains are 2 and 4. And the way that this is going to be set up, I'll need to get rid of all of this track. so that I can start placing in these, the loaders. Now, the way that the loaders are set up are interesting, shall we say. That's going to be the word that I use. Interesting. Because they're not exactly simple to set up. It's not always going to be one little track in between them. Sometimes they're going to be adjacent, and you never know. It's either going to be 3 or 4 tiles, which is weird, but yeah, that's how that will exist at the moment. And then, of course, these will load in. How am I doing this elsewhere? Map. What are you doing to me? These will load in and do glorious things. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful things. Don't need all 4, though, at the moment, because, yeah, we're not going to have that much throughput. These will get stacked items, though, so just bear that in mind. I'm also going to, like, really, really limit these. And then, because I said that I will tend to do this as well, I will also provide some amount of fuel in. Now, note I do have this nice little coal patch here, but I'm not going to bring coal up and over. No. Just no. This will be made locally. I am carrying around some Faugi and high-pressure furnaces, so that will be a simple copy-paste. And you can see where this signal's red. This signal is blue, meaning that one of them is red, but the other one is clear. So there is a way to progress. And that's actually influencing this signal and this signal. Interesting. Nothing's gonna be coming from this way at all to get in. It would be coming from this way to get in. And yeah, that one being blue makes sense. Sure. So, I was in the middle of doing 15 of these, but I need the output direction. So the whole point of doing all of that just now was to get an output direction for the belt for the sand castings. Yeah. All of that was just to decide that I want my output belt to be down. And I know that once I reach the top here that would be 12, and I have to add 3 more. That's 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. Ta-da! Now, this will be made a little bit more complex, because 15 is 75 units of sand. That's 5 yellow belts. So there will need to be a little bit of a, shall we say, shenaniganry with the actual belt setup to feed in enough sand properly. But that will not be that difficult to get to. What I do need to do, however, is go back to the main part of the base, because I need lots more medium power poles. Lots more medium power poles down to 8 right now. Also going to be needing a lot more deep water wells because and I need to pick up more soil extractors because I needed 63 soil extractors at least for this. Now, the way that I could build this to make the best... Oh, that... You know what? I can't do it the way that I would normally do it. The way I would normally do it is just 2 sand extractors into 1 washer. However, that isn't exactly viable because 2 soil extractors output 14.4 units of soil per second, or 14.6. It's just under 15. If I had access to speed module 1s, that would work just fine, but I don't, so I can't do it that way. At least not yet. Or if I did, I would have to build additional washers. Yes, come, my minions, take away all this trash from my inventory. You're making it a little bit hard to see, though. Yes, more inserters would be nice as well. More belt will be absolutely required. Might be nice to have a few of those valves. Just having a look-see about the place. I am very specifically, though, here for my extractors. That gives me 80. You know, 80. Just a few more than I need. And a few of those. 200 is fine. The big poles... Might want to top up on those as well while I'm here. Big poles right there. Full inventory of that. Grab a few more of those as well. Let's see, what else am I running low on that I can get while I'm here? I needed 30 washers, I have 40. I've got all the tar processing units I could ever desire. I've got warehouses. I think I'm good. I think I'm good now. Let's get back to the extractors. Oops. So this whole time, by the way, I did pay attention when I was making this in Hellmod. So this whole time I have set my mall to build more than sufficient quantities in order to actually build this out for me. Could you not? Oh, I should have grabbed lamps. That's what I should have done. I should have grabbed lamps. Uh-oh. The pretty marled, like, tangled forest. Tanglewoods. They're all knotted trees. That's what they look like to me. So let's head on back. Get these sand castings going, and then start working on the unslimed iron, which is what I wanted to get to today. Now, I will note that a lot of this is stuff that I would have otherwise done off-screen, just because this is just part of the process at this point. Zinc mining would normally have been on the agenda for the day today, but my thought was that I really needed to show Train Supply Manager and how to work with it, at least to an extent. I mean, I'm not exactly a master at Train Supply Manager. Why? Why do you have to behave so? Is there any place where this perfectly aligns? Here, but that's not exactly the best spot. Where else would you perfectly align for me? Oh, it's never going to perfectly align, will it? Ah, right there. Good. That works. So yeah, I wanted to show Train Supply Manager off, and this is just where I happened to be in terms of the base, was setting up, needing to set up sand castings, needing to finish up what I needed to send the borax out. So I figured, oh, this would be a great time to show off how to set up supplying borax at a production facility, in this case, a copper supply, that will very much be expanded upon. Just for reference, I'm probably going to fill this lake in right here and keep expanding the copper production out fully, because all of this whole infrastructure here for all of these buildings, it's just one yellow belt of copper being processed into like 16 point something somewhere, or 18 something, I forget exactly. It's here. It's 16.2 from a yellow belt of copper ore in. Ultimately, that gets made out of this. This resource patch is capable of many more lines of copper, and this is the infrastructure to process one yellow belt of copper. And I want more of this. I want a lot more of this. A lot more. So that'll be like taking up the space. Just frankly, the space. And it will all be fed in on the copper supply eventually, somehow. I'll get enough belt in with stuff here. And this will be a much better, faster station. And eventually I will do the iron. So let's actually just, do the thing. Do the thing so I can get over there to start setting up that iron. I do want to set up zinc, but the zinc at this point would require iron. So zinc requires iron. That's like the main concern. Zinc needs iron. And I wanted to have the trains sending iron to the zinc. So I think you can get where I'm coming from there. Is wanted to sort of show off how this works first, and then start work on like setting up the iron and doing all that, because I would like to tap zinc. In the meantime, though, for the next stream, probably going to start tapping into lead and titanium going forward before the next stream. Lead, titanium, potentially stone, and into quartz and aluminium. Just the stuff that we already have that I'm not tapping, and the chromium as well, so that when we do meet again, it would be focused on getting the zinc and getting the nickel. Zinc and nickel are like the two of the big ones that are next. Then I have to make batteries so I can do the laser turrets for the molybdenum mines to do the molybdenum. But from there it's circuit 2s. Like, directly it's circuit 2s. I do need to do rare earth, so that would be another one, would be rare earth stuff. But again, that's a situation where I think you also need laser turrets for the rare earth extractors. The rare earth extractors are laser turrets. Hey. So I need all that for the laser turrets. Alright, now it's... Here's a question. So, 75, that's 5 yellow belts. What is 15 divided by 5? 3. So every 3 is a yellow belt. Every 3 is a yellow belt. So what I need to do is I need to do this, pretty much. Every 3rd. One, two, three. And this will help me logistically. Now that can continue. So what does this help with? Well, 75 means that I could do compression through the belt boxes. It would be 1 fully compressed stacked belt box worth of sand, which ideally would look a lot like this. We would have our compressed belt of sand going here, and that would uncompress as we go along. This is my new design philosophy going forward. Now this is the last one, and will consume all of the rest of it, so it doesn't need that splitter at all. And then it's just running the 1 belt. You can see how this saves belt. Just, that's the whole point, is that this will save the amount of belt that gets used. And that can come in from wherever, but likely from the top. So, the actual sand. This is going to have a lot of tailings, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, that actually offers another point of complexity that I was not planning for. Not planning around, actually. So if I so desired, I could also add a station and depot zone for the tailings. I could do that actually out here. I'd probably fill in a bit on this lake to do that and just add something separate from this line to be another tailings supply. Or I can just add another station in somewhere, fit in another station and have it go, or like I could just branch straight up from here for the tailings station, send it feeding in back here, so just this bypass line. Yeah, this bypass line right here could be a tailings station, and it can go to this tailings depot 1. I mean, it's right here. They're right next to each other, so it can go all the way over and in, around, and up and in, right there. Down, over, up, and in from here. I could do that. I should probably do that. And then make a, like a Nexalit production area that takes tailings in and makes Nexalit out of it. These, of course, will need power. So all these nice ideas, ways with which you can use byproducts, thanks to the power of the train supply manager. It really does help with being able to make use of byproducts. I am still going to completely annihilate all of the stone and gravel and sand byproducts. I will always completely annihilate all of those byproducts. I would much rather have dedicated sources for those. But I could always make use and supply those wherever they are produced with their own stations. It's just, would it be worth adding a station for stone, a station for gravel, a station for sand every single time they pop up as a byproduct? Not really. However, this case, this actually produces 750 units of tailings out of these washers. How many washers? Exactly? 30. Okay, 30. We're gonna get 5 yellow belts out of 30. This is just me starting to think aloud about the numbers here and how often I need to put a stacker on the output. So we're going to start this right about here. 1, 2. Yeah, you can do stone wool from the excess gravel as well as the excess stone. In fact, the excess stone would be a little bit easier because that's just steam as an input rather than creosote, which is what you need for the stuff and the things. Okay. So the answer is every 6 washers is a yellow belt. Just point of reference. Do I have enough niobium pipes? Well, let's see. It's 4 undergrounds and 2 regular pipes per washer. So times 30. Okay, this is a yellow belt on the output. This is a yellow belt on the output. This is 5. Not 5. 5? No. 3. 3 yellow belts of soil on the input. So think of it as every 2. Every 2 is a yellow belt of soil. Oh gosh, this is going to be a logistical nightmare, isn't it? We are probably going to be spending the rest of the stream on this. Just FYI, the rest of the stream is very much likely going to be this, because this is actually a bit of a logistical nightmare. And to make things simpler, I will probably have an extra amount of space for the water well. That is exactly what I'm going to do. Now, 2.5, that is fine to use an inserter for, but I could use stricter compression. Oh, this is going to be really heavy on the compact loaders as well if I do this way. Head explosion thingy. Alright, fine. Whatever. We'll do this way. As much as I hate doing it this way. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. 6. Yellow belt. Fully compressed-ish. Fully compressed. It's not actually going to be fully compressed because this is why I wanted. Oops. This is why instead it would be better to use the loaders. That will not give us a fully compressed yellow belt, as theoretical as it may be that it would. The swing speed of the inserter will cause problems in practice. So it is just far simpler to do things with the loaders, and this is why I will need a lot more loaders. I will need a lot more loaders. Oops. Oh, it's a shame that that's one off. Yes, and then I can just... Do I want to do the copy-paste now? No. Hey, we got that stupid bot again from last time. Yeah, you can be banned. Permanently. Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful idea. That bot showed up last time. Under a different name. Okay, it's every 2. Fed in from bottom or top. Well, we'll say it'll be fed in from the bottom. Yeah, sure, we'll do this like so. Remember what I said about being very heavy on the stuff and things? Right. That's what I need right there. Why link posting is disallowed? Well, link posting should never be allowed in general, partly because of spam like that. But also you don't want people posting links to viruses and such, which I'm assuming that is probably one of them. That one is... That specific bot was to, like, buy follows, which is not going to happen. Ever. Yeah, that specific one is advertising the purchasing of follows, Prime subscriptions, as well as views, which, yeah, that's not going to happen. That would not be wise by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, I think that the way I'm going to actually do this... So, soil extractors, it is theoretically going to be 63. It's going to be a lot more than 63 on the soil extractors. And the reason why it will be a lot more than just 63 soil extractors is because 63 does not evenly divide into 225. That's the key here. It does not evenly divide into 225 for 63. That's why I brought even more. Probably might not even have enough then. I'm going to do 3 per 15. 3 per 15. And if we do the math, that's, let's see, 6, we're going to have 5 of these. So we're going to have 15? 15 yellow belts times 3 each. So, wait a minute. Why does it say 63? Shouldn't it be 45? Or is it 4 per 15? It might be 4 per 15. It's 5. Oh, right. This will be 5 per 15, so 15 by 5 is 75. So that's why I came with 80 of these. Let's just say that that's the reason why I came with 80s, because we're going to have lots of these. In fact, it's probably not going to be the best of ideas to have them oriented this way. In fact, it would be a much better idea to have these oriented this way. Yes, yes, this will be the way. Why will this be the way? Because this will make things so much easier. Oh, this will make things so much easier. This will allow us to scale. It is the way. It is the way. Now, 5 is 750, so again, I will do this. I'm going to move this up a little bit it. Probably rotate it too. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a subscription to Disney Plus, so I haven't watched The Mandalorian as of yet. Remember what I said about being really heavy on these compact loaders. Phew. Would help if I could actually draw a straight line. That is, I'm sure, the bane of every Factorio player's existence, is just being able to draw a straight line. Now, of course, this can be copied and pasted over and over again. Oh. Oh.